Yo, I just wanted to build for a minute on the science of knowledge cipher, and more specifically that knowledge cipher degree in the 1 in 40s, where it asks mystery God. And in that degree, there's a part of it that says, so we lost no more time searching for that does not exist. So, I wanted to build on that in regards to companionships, because I think a lot of times, I've done it. I know a lot of people do it. We lose a lot of time searching for that does not exist in a mate, you know what I mean? And you could probably feel here to win. I'm trying to get up in my CLI room because it's hailing right now. It was raining. It's about to snow later. But yeah, I just wanted to build on that for a second. And it's like, damn, where'd I put my key? Oh, okay. Yeah, you look at, you do the knowledge on the cipher of a companionship, and it's like a cipher is 360 degrees. You knowledge me? And, in that 360 degrees complete cipher, that's 100%. And you look at it demographically, within 100% of a population, you always have 85%, 10%, and 5% that denote certain mentalities of people who are considered, possible mates, And it's like you look at a room full of 400 people, right? Say you're looking for a woman or you're looking for a man. If you was in a room and there was 400 people in there, 340 of them will be 85%. 40 of them will be 10%, and 20 of them will be 5%. So you look at the knowledge culture, knowledge power, knowledge equality degrees in the 1 to 40s, and it gives you a clear distinction of who is 85%, who is a 10%, and who is a 5%. You know what I mean? So it's like you look at the knowledge culture degree, and it says who is 85%. It says they are the uncivilized people, poisonous animal eaters, slaves for mental death and power, those who do not know the true and living God or their origin in this world and worship what they know not, who are easily led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right direction. So the majority of the people that you come across are going to be 85%. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be just, cultural tourists is what I call them. They're there for a season. They're not really built like that, to really be grounded, or they don't have that kind of staying power in this, you know what I mean? And it's like, 14 being symbolic to the 14 million square miles of desert, you basically can't plant, any type of crops or ideas or any kind of life, with that type of person, you know what I mean? And that's the majority of the people that you come across. Thing about them, too, is that, they do not know their origin in this world. And it's like origin denotes orientation. Orientation denotes coordination. So a person that's don't know their origin, that means they're not coordinated and they don't have a sense of orientation. So when it also says in that degree that they're easy led in the wrong direction, hard to lead in the right direction, it's because they don't know what the fuck direction they're going in. They don't have no origin. They don't have no sense of orientation or no coordination, which means that they basically on some old Mr. Magoo Inspector Gadget shit, you know what I'm saying? And that's how that shit go down, you know what I mean? They're very, like I said, they straight desert, You take it to the knowledge power degree, these are the bloodsuckers of the poor. Teach the poor lies to believe that the almighty true and living God is a spook in the sky which can't be seen by the physical eye, otherwise known as bloodsuckers of the poor. You know what I'm saying? That's the 10%. So it's like out of a room full of 400, 40 of them is on that kind of shit. You know what I mean? So what happens is, people that's like this, like have a mentality like that, they always trying to take. They're not trying to add on. You know what I'm saying? These kind of people that come to the table always ready and willing to eat, but they ain't bringing no fucking dish. And if they is bringing a dish, the shit ain't nothing in comparison to the table that was set before them. You know what I'm saying? And they teach lies to believe. You know what I'm saying? And it's like a lot of things that they do, they don't try to be open book to you. They don't try to be open-handed. You know what I'm saying? They always got some old other determined idea and shit like that, and usually that determined idea is cloaked behind some innocent play that's going to manufacture devil eventually. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, the same thing about it, like when you look at a bloodsucker, you know, blood is a life fluid. So if this person is amongst you and you just feel fucking drained, just lethargic, and you know, and you know, if they leave and shit, you know, and they all lively and stuff like that, you know, they sucking your blood, son. Earth, they sucking your blood straight up. You know what I'm saying? And you know, you look at who is a 5%, it says they don't believe in the teachings of the 10%. So, you know, by interacting with 10% and shit and knowing what their ways and actions is, you know, it's easy for you to make a distinction between those who don't believe in their teachings. You know what I'm saying? So by being acquainted with the 10%, they reveal who the 5% is. Because the 5% don't believe in their teachings, and they are wise and know who the true and living God is, and teach the true and living God is the Son of Man, supreme being, black man from Asia, teaching freedom, justice, and equality. That's another thing that shows you a distinction between them and the 10%, because the 10% are rich slave makers. The 5% teach freedom, justice, and equality. You know what I'm saying? So the 10% being rich slave makers is always trying to rope and bound you into some shit. You know what I'm saying? And hold a sword above your head so that you can keep in mind the shit that they so-called doing for you, and have you, you know what I'm saying, like I said, caught up in some shit. You know what I mean? The 5% teach freedom, and they teach justice. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, it's like no debt in the universe goes unpaid or uncollected. You know what I mean? And, you know, people that's dealing with the science of the 5%, they don't try to hold you underneath a sword. They teach you to recognize the science of the sword or the emblem, but they don't hold you down to that shit. So it's like, you know, to kind of wrap up this build, I don't want to really, you know, I add on to this, you know what I'm saying, because I got to go do something right now. But, you know, always keep in mind that when you're dealing with a collective body of people, you always going to have 5%, 10%, and 85%. And the idea that there is some motherfucking princess or queen up in a castle or a knight in shining armor, that's straight up bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's, you know, needs some work. You know what I'm saying? And most of the time, 85% is going to be some looking for some shit that does not exist. So don't get caught up in shit, losing time. You know what I'm saying? Because that shit could turn, shit could start with 5 minutes and turn into trillions of years. All right, peace. I'm out.